Hey bitches, this is the 1000th video of Halfway 93294. In this video, I'm going to tell you the problem with gatekeeping surface areas in Roblox games to a very small percentage of Earth's population. So basically you have this, look, this is an example. Right in a staff area. Look, that person got fucking kicked. Why did he get fucking kicked? Well, you see, he just got fucking kicked. As you can see, this is I found this in one of the uncopied of games archive. See, staff only a very small percentage. And when you go in, look, do you know how stupid this is? Let's say that you found an elevator. Guess what? The game decides to kick you. However, because this is a studio test, it can't simulate it. The only way is to actually publish the game itself, but next scenario, what if you want to write the staff only game? Basically the template is Central Arbalvo High Street. It's an alternate version, not the current version. So when you try to ride this cool elevator, guess what? The game fucking kicks you. Look, this is what it says. However, it doesn't show the kick message, so we need to actually test it in game. Now, there are some people who actually suggest that going into staff areas in Roblox games that will encourage you to do the same things in real life, which is an extremely stupid and unrealistic scenario. The same argument can be used for Grand Theft Auto and any other violent games, like playing GTA would make you steal cars in real life, playing Call of Duty would make you do school shootings. This is the exact same argument, it sounds like. And to show you how ridiculous this is, let's just write it. Oh wait, there was a problem. I had to go to the, normally, this is the original version of the game. We need to teleport to the alternate version of the game. So basically, in the original version, you are free to ride every single elevator this game has to offer. However, this alternate game is accessible by me and my developers only. And here is the problem that some Roblox games have. Basically, this fucking elevator is gatekept to only few people. And to show you why it is a bad thing, look. This is the thing that you see in Columbus District, a game made by Blue Pop Treat. My games will not do this to you. You will not be kicked for riding a service elevator in my games. So therefore, you should try to stop locking off your service elevators to everyone, make it accessible to everyone in Roblox. In fact, in Roblox, there's clearly nothing wrong with riding service elevators in Roblox. So, to make this point clear, forgot to mention, but I also made that alternate version no longer accessible. So, why is it a problem to lock off service areas and elevators in Roblox elevator games? Well, now that I've demonstrated why it's bad, I will tell you the reasons why it's bad. First of all, it's blurring the lines between Roblox and real life. A badge in Central Albalvalo High Street has stated that there are people who trespass into service areas in real life, yet they hypocritically ban people for doing the same thing in their games. Their excuse is to prevent people from doing that in real life. However, such excuse, like I have stated before, can also be applied to Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, and any other violent video games that the soccer moms could think of. They would justify banning Call of Duty because it encourages school shootings. They would ban GTA because it teaches people how to steal cars, etc. This is the same rubbish logic people have. In fact, while it's not a good idea to do it in real life, there's no problem in doing it in Roblox. This is the problem people have. They fail to blur the, they fail to differentiate between Roblox and real life. There are some games that, there's, for example, Cyberpunk 2077, in which you can go to restricted areas for a certain quest. But does that make you want to trespass into a service area in your local shopping mall? If yes, then clearly it is your problem, not the game's developer's problem. In fact, asking for permission to access the service areas in certain games is actually pointless nowadays, especially when Roblox decided that it's a great idea to ban chat in certain regions, and now they're going to segregate chat by age groups, which makes it harder to ask for access to a service area. The thing is, it is technically an asshole game designed to lock off areas to the public. Tell me a video game that kicks you for going into a staff area apart from Roblox. If you can't name anything, then clearly this is a reason why locking off service areas and service lifts into a really small percentage of the world's population utterly pointless. In fact, in that twin building 1, 2, you will not be kicked off for entering staff areas. And if I did so, it will be asshole game design. It's called being a dick. In fact, I've asked certain people about this and they agreed with me. Service areas, locking off service areas to a few group of people is pointless. And to be fair, I did make a YouTube community post about this a month ago. Of course, there are some games like E.T. and the current version of Takinaki-stan Tower, hopefully before the remake, did lock up service areas behind a game pass. You need to pay Robux to access them, but to be fair, it isn't that bad compared to locking off an entire area to only a single digit number. Like, what's so special about a virtual area? I get it. There's literally no point. And in some roleplay games in which you can get ranks, like for example SCP, it's one of the few things that would justify it. But in most lift games, there's literally no point. Like, in the old Cortex HQ game, certain points of the area gets locked off. Do you want to have fun with the cards? Guess what? You can't. Why? Said game actually prevents you from entering those areas that features that. No one would tell you that going to a staff area should kick you off. Like, imagine a first person RPG game and there's like a staff only area, and when you enter it the game crashes. Tell me which game does it. Of course, it's normally Roblox. I'm saying this on the seat of my pants, making up words on the fly. So I don't know how this would make sense. Like, there are people who are asking me how to get into service areas in my games. And for the ones that have been locked off to certain people, I simply tell them to just glitch into it. Because the support of the games has been cancelled. Of course, same person who criticized me for quote unquote encouraging people to trespass is also the one who encourages destroying servers of people he doesn't like. I can't tell you the name of them, but it's just RSC drama as usual. So the biggest point is, locking off service areas is completely pointless. It's not really a great idea to ban someone just because they ride a lift that you aren't supposed to. Like, I did trespass in my Roblox videos. However, trespassing in Roblox is actually safer than trespassing in real life. So, TLDR, if you ride service lifts in Roblox without permission, you shouldn't be banned, and if they ban you for that, then technically it's admin abuse. Basically, like I've said many times, locking off service areas is literally locking off an area for, like, look, you don't just lock off lifts just so you could abuse admin for those who enter it. You don't gatekeep a certain region of a game just because it's a quote-unquote service area. This is the criticism I have with 4 Points Hotel, in which there are people who are sending reports just because they're riding a certain elevator in the tallest tower in said game. Like, they're always complaining about a fucking elevator that looks nearly the same except for the fact that it goes to penthouse and has diamond plate textures. In fact, what's the point of locking off an area? You're literally gatekeeping a huge part of a game to only a very small percentage of the world's population. In fact, this is why I should never even lock off staff areas to everyone in my games. There's clearly no point of it. It's the equivalent to rich people showing off the $9 quadrillion house $9 quadrillion. Actually, let's say it's a $9 quadrillion office building, and only 5% of the world population could go there. Said building is located in a huge city which contains 99% of said world population, and the 95% live in the slums, while the 5% lived in the rich. I don't know how this is related to staff areas in Roblox games, but look. The thing is, an asshole game design I've seen as an example is locking off certain areas to only 1% of the player base, and said player base and said access is designed by the game creator, which is stupid. What if it's a really detailed staff area that looks nice? You're literally preventing people from enjoying your creations. Like, what's the point? This is how stupid the American side of the Roblox community is. They will justify having consumer unfriendly practices just so they could be one of the biggest hypocrites in the world. So this is my personal rant. It's completely my opinion, so I can't really say that it's true or not. It's just all in my mind, my true opinion. It's not like it's completely true or false, but my point still stands. What's the point of preventing people from entering an area just because it's a so-called staff area? I could keep saying this for hours, but my point still stands. So, end of venting. I can't believe this is the 1000th video of my YouTube channel. I was just trying to point out why why kicking people just because they go to staff areas is utterly pointless. Like, why do you even have to protect a fucking area from everyone? Like, why do you even want to prevent people from enjoying your games? This is clearly what's the problem with this. So yeah, I'm tired of saying all of this. So I guess I have to end it. Bye bitches.